I'm in the Greeley Police Department, going to ask them a question. Where did they get the name on the citation?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna figure this out. And I'm talking with my dispatch to see if you're able to help. Okay. Okay. That's perfectly fine.
Trying to gain your rights is a big challenge.
So it looks like performance towing. It was a personal tow from performance towing.
How are you?
Brother, how are you?
How are you today, man? You look happy today.
Well, you know, I'm on my trek to, you know, finding the truth.
Yeah.
You know, and it's going to be good.
Yeah.
You know. I did leave you a message.
Yes,
I was wondering, if you don't mind, may I ask you that question?
You know, I didn't get the message.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's wild. I think I left you too. But
Yeah, I'll have to check my voice.
All right.
okay, well,
Anything
where did
else
you
I can
get
help
the
you with today?
name on the citation? It's citation number
All right. No problem.
M314268.
You know, unfortunately, with this being an open court case, it's nothing I can actually discuss with you. So we have to refrain from, even if it's clerical stuff pertaining to an investigation or an open court case, it's actually nothing we can talk about.
Okay. So how do I ask this question? Do you know? Because I believe that you got it fraudulently, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah,
you
you
know,
just
try to find the truth.
yeah, go to appear in court. You know, plead your case to the court, and we can handle it that way.
I
Because
think
all those questions, things like that, will come out in court, and that's what I'm restricted to. Actually, just answering it, you know, in court. So.
Well, what I'm afraid of is that the way the court is proceeding is, first of all, they're capitalizing on my ignorance because obviously I'm ignorant of the laws and the court procedure. So what I think they're going to do is just proceed in court, me being a defendant, and I have to figure out how to, I don't know. I don't know
What about
I
attorney
can-
representation?
Huh?
What about getting an attorney to represent you?
Well, I already talked to a couple of attorneys, and to my understanding, they all work for the bar, which is owned by the same people that own you and the state and court. So they can't do nothing outside of your legal language.
Right. Yeah, they do have to operate under the bar.
Yeah, which, you know, they're operating in the legal system, and I operate in the law. You know,
Yeah.
I operate lawfully, not.
Yeah. Well, you know what I would suggest then, given those concerns specifically, I would request to speak to one of the city attorneys.
Yeah,
Because they're the
did.
ones that can kind of, did you speak to those guys already?
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that can kind of help you guide, you know.
Okay,
guide
so,
through a ponder like this.
So I guess I'll ask them, you know, this entity
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
where they get the name on the citation, because, you know, I didn't give you any contract and didn't authorize that name that's on the citation. I didn't authorize that name for you to use. So,
Sure.
you know, then there's
Yeah,
no
and
proof of that.
I'm more happy to, like I said, once our court date comes around or whatever, I'm more than happy to answer any of those questions. I just can't right now. You
Okay.
know, not in any interest of causing any
Yeah, I
problems with you. I
understand.
just have to, you know, abide by the rules that I'm
Yeah, I
given. So.
understand. I'm trying real hard to figure it out. You know, this
Sure.
country is so far down in fraud that, you know, it's hard for someone like me who's a beginner, you know, to start navigating my way into my God-given rights rather than watered down debt, you
Yeah.
know, that you guys offer people.
Well, I wish you luck with it, Mr. Broadwell. I hope
Well,
you find
thank
your way.
you. It
You
was
wear
good
quite a
seeing-
quadra. You too, sir. You too. I'll see you soon.
Okay.
So, all right.
Have a good day.
Take care.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. Your name is
Chris. Last name's McCarthy.
McCarthy. How are you today?
Doing well. How are you?
Good. I was just wondering, I got a citation number here. Not personally, but this is what I wrote down, and the reason why I'm concerned with this is because of your guys' ignorance of the law. On this citation, there's a name on there that I did not authorize and will not authorize any name, and I was wondering, where did you get the name for this citation? Or
What do you mean? So was the citation given to you?
Well,
specifically,
yes.
or was it given
Well,
to
it
somebody
was
else?
put into my possession at the Weld County Jail.
Okay.
And it was done, without my consent. But figuring that you think that I am operating as a person and not a man, I'm in fear for my safety. Do you understand what I just said?
What do you mean? Why are you in fear of your safety?
Well, first of all, the law says that you don't have to contract. The person, which your laws pertain to, are all voluntary. The word person, because person is applied to men, women, and children. And I did make a formal request to be a person or have a face mask that is recognized by you at one time, but I rescinded those, and it's all on video. So what I'm concerned with is that you guys are you're attempting to pin a name on me that I am not in contract with. So on this citation number here, it's citation M314268. There's a name on it, and I want to know where did you get that name?
Specifically?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'd be able to answer that.
Yeah, it's this whole country will not educate you in law, because that's how they take advantage of people, and that's how this system works, is just simply by taking advantage of people.
Was there a case number?
Yes, the case number is CR-2015-0092587.
I think that might be the court associated one. What was the charge?
Failing to obey a lawful order.
Do you have the ticket with you?
No, I don't. I just have the case number, the docket number, not the docket number, but, I looked up my last name, and, it's very tricky, because the name that they use on the birth certificate is the same one that I use, but actually it's a little different, which is going to work in my benefit. And I rescinded that contract. I rescinded that name. I don't use that name, and I have it on video. And
who did you go through that?
I went here, and I did a video of it, handed in my declaration that I'm no longer doing business, because it's voluntary. It's all under the 14th Amendment. Any person born or naturalized or subject to the jurisdiction are citizens of the United States or the state in which they reside. And I rescinded all birth. I rescinded all jurisdiction with you, because they're voluntary. Like the Amendment 13 says, no more slavery or involuntary servitude.
So what is the name you're going by right now?
Well, what difference does that make?
Well, I'm trying to look up the.
Yeah, I could tell you the one that you're trying to pin on me.
What is?
DWAYNE, Brothwell.
Okay.
And I know this is all tricky stuff, because we were never taught. That's why it's a fraud, because, if we were following the law, love your neighbor as yourself, I'm sure none of this would be happening, but we're breaking the number one law in the universe. But I appreciate your help. You're being kind, and I appreciate that.
No problem. Let's see. Okay. That's where.
Yeah, that was the guy who arrested me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had a little talk in the cop car when he was taking me to jail, and I think they thought I was a little kooky, because I was speaking on behalf of the Lord God who created the heavens and the earth.
Mm-hmm. So when did you get this? When did you get this ticket?
Well, they slipped the ticket in my possessions that they stole from me when I went into the Weld County Jail. When I received my possessions back, that citation was in there. Now, I don't know if I did go to court and see a judge, and the judge, without me knowing anything, whipped me through the court, and they all just steamrolled right over me and just said I was free to go, and sent me a court date, and this is the court date. I went to arraignment, didn't understand what was going on, and she continued the arraignment, and I asked the court, I said, where did you get the name? And they said, well, you're going to have to ask the police department. So I'm assuming that you got it from some birth certificate that I was previously in contract with. I'm assuming. But I don't know for sure. I just want to know where you got it.
What was that citation number again?
It's M314268. Yeah, you probably don't see people fighting for their God-given rights very often, do you?
No, I do.
Oh, do you? There's different levels, I can tell you that.
You know, here at the police department, you know, our job is to be mediators. We have to be able to, we have to put in information that would prove people's innocence as much as it would prove their guilt.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But unfortunately, I'm not seeing anything at this point in time. I mean, it's kind of a little tricky when it comes to looking up the citation numbers, specifically just with our computer system. If I had a case number that had specifically, let's see. Oh, here we are. I actually just found it.
But that's not right. But that's
My first, you know, if you found it, my first concern is where did you get that name and who authorized it?
And who authorized it?
Are you just forcing that name on me?
Specifically me.
Well, the Greeley Police Department, are they forcing that name on me? Because obviously they put it in that name, and they're assuming that me as a man is in contract with that name. I know this is probably, you know, foreign information to you, because simply this country does not educate its people at all. See, this is all, that name on the birth certificate was created at the bankruptcy of the United States to the international bankers. It's actually an instrument of debt. And it's voluntary. And I volunteer out. Therefore, if somebody's trying to pin a name on me, you know, I'm going to be not happy, because my rights, my God-given rights, are at, you know, at stake here.
Well, based off of how, you know, the judicial process would go, what I would suggest is, you know, you've got your court date, right?
Well, it's not mine, sir. It's the name. It's his court date.
The name of
It's his court date.
Okay.
But I have to go, because if I don't, you guys are gonna hurt me.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Well, yeah, you will. Last time you guys, you know, put handcuffs on me, and even when I was asking questions at the Weld County Jail, they asked me for my name, and I said, "Are you talking legal name?" And they thought I was being uncompliant. And then they were treating me real harshly because I was trying to ask them a specific question and they didn't know the answer. You see, that's how dumbed down this country is they're operating in bankruptcy where they don't know nothing. They're simply working for a paycheck. That's what everybody does. They want a paycheck, and when you introduce the truth or something that would possibly counteract any learning that they've had previously, then it comes across to them as combative. And I wasn't being combative. I was asking some questions in order to gain my God-given rights back that you guys have, you know, please forgive me, stolen. You guys, this country under the bankruptcy of the Federal Reserve has stolen my rights and property, and I want them back. That's what I'm trying to do.
Well, what I would suggest is I would contact, you know, go to the court date that has been assigned.
To this name?
To that name.
You think I should go? I mean, of course, they're gonna hurt me if I don't, right?
No, we wouldn't
No?
hurt you. But,
Yeah, you would.
You know,
I'll bet you
potentially
$5 you
you
would.
could be facing a warrant if you don't show up to
Right.
if you don't show up to the court date.
Yeah.
Talk to the judge, and you just let it handle it from there. I don't have any, further information in front of me
Yeah.
at that point in time. Kind of like Officer Steinhour was saying,
Yeah.
he's more than willing to chat about it, but it can't be until that court date.
Yeah, that kind of puts me in a really rough spot, If we could find the truth now, it would sure help me out later and I think that's deserved to me, don't you? The truth?
Well, what happens is if you go in and talk to a public defender, they have investigators.
I think, to my understanding, they can only represent citizens. I'm not a citizen. I'm an American.
Because you don't identify as a citizen.
Yes, I'm an American that has not voluntarily entered in as a bankrupted citizen. That is acting on behalf of a pledge that was created at my birth.
Okay.
Therefore, you have to pay federal income tax to give value to the fake money system of the Federal Reserve, which is all unlawful because it's not gold and silver.
Well, the public defenders also represent illegal aliens. So people coming in from other countries, they still represent them.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't see why they wouldn't represent you as well.
Yeah, okay, well, maybe I'll pursue that just for the heck of it, and see where that goes. But, okay, so far you guys are saying that you can't answer any of my questions?
I don't have the means in front of me, unfortunately.
Okay, well, is there anybody, your supervisor, does he have the means possibly? Because I need to find out the answer to this question.
If you would like to speak with one of my supervisors, I can direct them to you. If you would.
Well, I don't know. I just need to find the truth, and that's all I'm looking for is where did they get that name? Because I don't think I contracted with that name.
I would suggest chatting with the public defender and seeing if you can get one of those investigators.
Oh, jeez. Well, why can't you guys just answer that question?
What's that?
Where did you get the name?
Specifically?
Well,
I could speculate.
Okay, I need to ask you. I need to ask Greeley Police where did they get that name. I need an answer. I need the truth.
Where did they get that name?
Yeah, I need the truth.
Did you have a driver's license at one point in time?
I rescinded all my contracts with you.
But did you have it?
At one time, yes.
Okay.
But I rescinded those. I took my signature off. You may not understand that. But ignorance of the law is no excuse, so if I'm telling you that I don't have to voluntarily enter into contract with that, and you're trying to say that they can get that name from that, then obviously you don't know the law then, I'm thinking.
Okay. Well,
I know you don't care because you have a gun and you collect paycheck from a very powerful entity that has tons of taxpayer money in a jail over there that you could just handcuff me and take me to if you don't like what I'm saying.
unless you're breaking any laws, you're allowed
Well,
to say,
statutes
you're allowed
aren't
to say
law,
whatever
though.
you want.
Yeah. Well, the law is the gold standard. You guys are breaking that law. So you guys are the actual lawbreakers. So statutes aren't law.
So is there anything
Yeah,
else
I want to
can
know.
help you
I
with?
want to know, if you don't mind, respectfully and humbly, I would like to find out where you got the name for this citation number.
Okay. Would you mind taking a seat?
Yes,
can
I don't
call-
mind.
I can call my supervisor.
All right. I appreciate it. I'm sorry this has to be so rough, but basically, if somebody was in your house stealing your stuff, I'm sure you wouldn't be very happy.
Nope.
Yeah, and that's what you guys are doing to me, but
Sorry.
and I think I'm actually being kind, considering.
I'm gonna give them a call.
Okay, thank you very much. Chris, right?
Yep.
Okay, have a great day.